Bowser, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
Okay, pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Victor? Concur, please.
God, we thank you for this wonderful time that you've allowed us to be here, God. We ask, God, that you will help us to endure the things that the city is enduring. God, give us strength and wisdom. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen. See, this is next. This is what this never happened. Okay, we all need to quit talking about stuff because it has this.
Savannah, you want to do roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Counselor Foster,
Here.
Counselor Locke,
Here.
Counselor Lorenz,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Segala,
Here.
Mayor Becker.
Here.
The quorum is declared.
Modifications to the agenda.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, there is a couple of modifications to the agenda. You need to remove G1A. Ms. Whittley will not be here this evening. And we also need to remove N3, the staff report for Kids Connection. She will not be here this evening.
Motion to approve modifications to the agenda.
Seconded.
It's been moved and seconded for the modifications to the agenda. Is there any more discussion? Savannah?
Counselor Foster,
Aye.
Counselor Locke,
Aye.
Counselor Lorenz,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Segala,
Aye.
Mayor Becker.
Aye. Motion approved.
Motion approved.
Motion approved. Sorry.
Thank you. Approval of consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I do have a correction on the minutes. Second page, halfway down the paragraph, it needs to be corrected to read Fennell Garcia, Dodd Nolan, and Jim Bowser spoke. Not that they are against the sale, but they all stated that they do not feel that the city followed the proper procedures and policies.
So we'll have somebody approve the consent agenda with the minutes of the regular meeting as amended and review and approval of accounts payable.
I would move to approve the approval of the consent agenda as amended and the approval of accounts payable.
Second. Been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda from the minutes of regular meeting in November 18th as amended and review and approval of accounts payable. Is there any more discussion? Morena?
Counselor Foster,
Aye.
Counselor Locke,
Aye.
Counselor Lorenz,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Segala,
Aye.
Mayor Becker.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion carries to approve consent agenda.
Thank you. Proclamations, communications, and appointments. We'll welcome the new city manager, Gigi Dennis Lonsberry.
Thank you. I'm here. Thank you.
It's not over $49, is it?
Yeah, that's right. I think it's raised to like $59.
Oh, yeah,
So
okay.
then I have another $10. Thank you.
That would have been started by Martha from the council.
Thank you, very nice. It's a gesture from all of us. I appreciate it and looking forward to working with all of you.
Okay, now we will do the proclamation for Monte Vista High School Band State Champions. So we have a video we get to watch.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Good job.
Thank you very much.
So we have a proclamation recognizing the Monte Vista High School Marching Band for their achievements. Whereas the Monte Vista Pirates Marching Band competed in the 1A regional competition in Colorado Springs in October, where 12 1A bands competed across the state for different regions. And whereas the Monte Vista Pirates Marching Band took first place for the Southern region and was now on their way to the state competition. And whereas the Monte Vista Pirates Marching Band competed at Colorado State University, Pueblo Thunderbolt Stadium in Pueblo, Colorado. And whereas the Monte Vista Pirates Marching Band played music from Latin performer Selena. And whereas they played in the semifinal round, and the top 3 high scorers went to the final round. And whereas showing the true pirate pride, the Monte Vista Pirates Marching Band broke a school record in the 1A division and won first place. Now, therefore be it resolved that the Monte Vista City Council recognizes and congratulates the Monte Vista Pirates Marching Band for their outstanding accomplishments and representation of the school, and be it further resolved as a proud community, the Monte Vista City Council has proclaimed December 2nd, 2021 as a day to honor and recognize the Monte Vista Pirates Marching Band students, faculty, and volunteers, done the 2nd day of December 2021.
Whoop, whoop.
Congratulations.
Thank you
Job
very
well
much.
done.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
Perfect. Can I get all of
Marie,
council?
you got one?
I did, thank you very much.
Let's get the rest of council up there. Just come up there. I know you're a big part of this. Get up there.
For the tree.
You want it?
In front of the trees.
Yes, yeah, we go. It's easier to get everybody in here.
Are we all in?
Oh, you're fine. You're good. You're good. Oh, yeah, we'll work around you.
Perfect.
Is that the good side picture?
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, guys.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Let them kids know that too.
We definitely will.
Sir.
Just want to point out that you have a young one who has a very promising future. I noticed while that was playing, that he was sitting there playing his drums on the floor. I loved it. Good job. I was watching your hands. You had it down. You did good.
Okay, so we have no scheduled appearances. So now we'll take, let's go ahead and read that right now.
Yeah.
Victor.
So we have a thank you card from the proud military parents and supporters. They just wanted to thank us for the kind donation. Because of wonderful people like you guys as well, we were able to pack 30 care packages for the San Luis Valley's young military members. So that's awesome. Thank you guys.
Okay, we will move to citizen comments. Okay. We will go to resolutions. Resolution 2021-20, a resolution to adopt the annual mill levy certification for the city of Monte Vista, Colorado for the year beginning January 1st, 2022 and ending December 31st, 2022.
Council members, mayor. Reading of resolution number 2021-20, adopting the annual mill levy certification for the city of Monte Vista, Colorado for the year beginning January 1, 2022, ending December 31, 2022. Whereas the City Council of the City of Monte Vista has adopted the 2022 annual budget in accordance with the local government budget law and the city charter on November 18th, 2021. And whereas the 2021 final certification of valuation for assessment for the City of Monte Vista certified by the Rio Grande County Assessor is $28,996,740. And whereas the annual mill levy must be certified to the county on or before December 15th, 2021. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Monte Vista, Colorado, that there is hereby levied upon each dollar of assessed valuation of all taxable property within the corporate limits of the City of Monte Vista, Colorado in the year 2021 for use during the calendar year beginning January 1, 2022 and ending December 31, 2022, a tax of 14.740 mils for the following purposes. For general corporate purposes, 14.740 mils. Read and approved and signed. I ask for your approval this second day of December.
Motion to approve Resolution 2021-20, resolution to adopt the annual mill levy certification for the city of Monte Vista, Colorado for the year beginning January 1st, 2022 and ending December 31st, 2022.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution 2021-20. Is there any more discussion? Modena?
Counselor Foster,
Aye.
Counselor Locke,
Aye.
Counselor Lorenz,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Segala,
Aye.
Mayor Becker.
Aye.
Motion to approve resolution 2021-20.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anita? Okay, ordinances, first reading of ordinance 910, sell a city-owned property known as the Guzlo, the building.
Good evening, council. In front of you is ordinance 910, an ordinance approving the sale of city-owned property. Whereas the city of Monte Vista owns the following property: the east 75th feet of lot numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the north 1/2 of lot 5 in block number 2, city of Monte Vista, Rio Grande County, Colorado. Whereas the city of Monte Vista desires to sell said property and Wayne Pacheco wishes to purchase said property. And whereas the city of Monte Vista has been leasing said property to Local Business Assist LLC, and whereas Local Business Assist LLC has subleased said property to Wayne Pacheco. And whereas said property has not been used for governmental or public purposes, and the city does not need said property for its operations. And whereas the property has been valued by an appraiser at $65,000. And whereas the city of Monte Vista is required pursuant to its charter and state law to hold a public hearing and pass an ordinance in order to approve the sale of city-owned property. And whereas a public hearing took place on November 18th, 2021 pursuant to notice, and there was no opposition to the sale of said property to Wayne Pacheco. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Monte Vista, Section 1, the city is hereby approves the sale of the above described property to Wayne Pacheco for the price of $65,000 to be paid at closing. Wayne Pacheco will pay for title insurance and closing costs. Section 2, recording and authentication. This ordinance immediately upon its passage shall be authenticated by signatures of the mayor and city clerk, recorded in the city book of ordinances, kept for that purpose, and published according to law. Section 3, publication and effective date. The ordinance shall take place 30 days after publication following final passage. Publication following final passage shall be in accordance with the City of Monte Vista Charter, Section 25. The City of Monte Vista finds that the ordinance is necessary to the immediate preservation of the public peace, health, and safety, and shall take effect and be enforced and after 5 days of the final publication of this ordinance. 30 days after the final day of publication of this ordinance. This is the first reading of this ordinance.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 910, the sale of the Guzlo building on first reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve first reading of ordinance 910, sale of the city-owned property known as the Guzlo building. Is there any more discussion? Modena?
Counselor Foster,
Aye.
Counselor Locke,
Aye.
Counselor Lorenz,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Segala,
Aye.
Mayor Becker.
Aye.
Motion to approve ordinance 910.
Okay. Staff proposal reports and actions. City manager. excited to hear from you.
It'll be pretty short. Members of council, it's great to be here. It's been a very exciting, good week for me. I've met with most of the staff. We have, I feel like I'm drinking from a fire hose right now. And everyone has just been so helpful and so willing and eager to make sure I know what I'm doing so that they can go on and do what they need to be doing. Rob and I, this morning, we spent a couple hours just driving around Monte Vista, looking at city assets and the lagoons and roads that need to be fixed and that sort of thing, and that was great. Jaime and I've driven around looking at the parks and the ball fields and some of the things that he would like to see changed or improved upon. Anita and I have worked, gotten together on finances, and that was Anita. Nita and I have also, so it's just been very positive, and slowly getting introduced to some of the employees and understanding what departments they work from, and just asking them, what do you like about your job? What don't you like about your job? And for a couple of them, it was just, we get Fridays off. I said, how can we improve? He said,
Thursdays.
let me have Thursday and Friday off. So the staff has been working really hard. And you can see around town, many of the lights have been, when you drove up, the front has been done. So Public Works has been working to get the festivity and getting prepared for Saturday night's tree lighting ceremony. So I would like all of you to hang around. The mayor and I was able to meet earlier this week, but I'd like to get the other 4 of you on my calendar so that preferably next week, kind of hear what your plans are, what your visions are, and then I can kind of compile thoughts and say, okay, this is what I see as possibilities, and maybe this is something more long-term that we can potentially look at. So we're ready to go. Make sure you guys have my cell number and whatever I can do to help you. And we'll keep the city being successful.
Thank you.
Any questions? All righty.
Are you happy?
And you know what? Clap your hands.
That's it.
What do you like most about your job?
It's just been very rewarding meeting the staff and knowing that the professionalism and the pride that is in so many of them for working here. It's been really very good, and I don't like the word challenges. We've got lots of opportunities, and so that's what we'll start working on, is our opportunities.
You had made the comment to me that you were gonna get out and start visiting business owners as well.
Yes, so I'll be, whether it takes me a month or 2 months or 3 months, I'm gonna primarily be spending my Fridays just walking into the businesses, making sure they have my business card, introducing myself. I'm sure several may know my name, but they don't know me, and so I'm looking forward to making that introduction and bridging that gap. And I've got some other plans I'm thinking about that I'll visit with each of you about to start off the new year with a little bit broader engagement within the community. And so I'll give you those details. I don't want to say it publicly because if I change my mind, then I don't want rocks thrown at me. And then Monday I'm going to treat the staff, my department head staff, to lunch, and we'll have a kind of a working department head meeting and kind of make sure we're all on the same page and everybody hears the same messages and that sort of thing.
Very good. I'm very excited. I can't speak for anybody else, but I'm very excited.
I appreciate the goal and the effort of getting out and meeting the businesses and that's pretty incredible. I appreciate that effort, and then whatever's not spoken, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna appreciate that too.
I think you will. I just want to make sure I kind of have all my ducks in a row. Let's see. And I'm going to look at staff. Was this Tom's first week here? It's the second week? Okay. So since your last meeting, Tom Monaco has taken one of the front offices. Tom is the director for the Upper Rio Grande Economic Development Council. And then he also works for the state of Colorado he's the representative for the Office of Economic Development and International Trade. And so I told him in a couple weeks we'll get him up so he can give you all a presentation as well. He has a really nice broad background, and before he took over OEdit, he was the director of the Small Business Administration. So he's got lots of tools in his toolbox, and looking forward to working with all of us as well.
That's awesome.
Okay? All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Trujillo, you are in the hot spot.
All right. Hey, Mayor, Council, PG, welcome. Look forward to working with you. Don't have a whole lot other than just we are busy in court, starting to get back to maybe a little bit of square one. So we continue to be pretty busy and do run a lot of folks through the courts. Last month, of course, we were very busy with the Guzlo building. I mispronounce that every time, I know, but and it was an interesting process. I ended up doing a lot more research than I thought it would take in order to give you folks kind of my opinion of the whole process in a way. You know, looking back at that, it was pretty much a fairly new council. I ended up coming in kind of at the tail end of all that stuff, and so a lot of probably some things got miscommunicated, I believe, and but in the process of going through all that stuff, I feel like probably the council learned a lot, and maybe everyone involved learned a lot, and I think it's always the more communication you can have, the better off you are. We've got some property that we cleared up here that may come up for sale, and obviously if that happens, having a public hearing sooner rather than later is going to be certainly my recommendation. And really I appreciate all the folks that had input in this. They may not have agreed with us. They may have thought our process was flawed in areas, but overall I think our process was not too bad. I mean, I think probably the only thing I would have really done differently would have probably have been to have the public hearing right away, and then let anybody that thought they might have an interest look at it, and certainly I think with this other property that we've cleared up, that would be certainly my recommendation. But I really appreciate all the folks that had input, had questions, needed documents. We tried to get stuff to them as best that we could, and I think in going through the process and going through everything that we did, I mean, I think certainly everyone has learned a lot, and I think it makes us stronger, better. In the end, I think the decision the council made was the right decision, and so hopefully we can push on and use that money for the betterment of the citizens here. The other piece of property that we have just got a final decree on was the property that's west of the Sky High property out there. And it's not, a little over a half acre. Not a large piece of property, but it's large enough to put something on it if the council decides to do something with it. I think my task on that in talking to Forrest back in the day was to see if we could clear up the deed, which had a restriction to only recreational use. And so I think over the years that property has grown great weeds, but not much else has been used of it. I think maybe during Stampede they would use it a little bit, but in the end we had to get that deed restriction off, so we filed suit, went through a quiet title action. It's a bit of an involved process, and it takes you 6 months, 8 months to clear it up, if you can get it cleared up. I indicated to Forrest probably about a 50-50 shot. If we can get it done, then we now have a very good piece of marketable property if we want to do something with it. So we got the decree from the court here the last few days, and we now have a piece of property that we can market, we can sell, we can do what we want with it. And so I would only recommend that if we do decide to sell it, or whatever we do with it, we have a public hearing right off the bat and get people's opinions on what we're going to do with it, what we can do with it, whether it makes sense to sell it, and then what process we should go through in selling it, whether we have sealed bids, have auctions. You can do a lot of different things. Once you've decided you're going to sell it, then there's a lot of different options. So but anyway, we were very fortunate, I think, to get the court's decree and get it done. And so now I think the idea has been to try and put that property on the market and then use the money for other things. But that's up to council to decide where you want to go with it. My job was to try and clear up the title. I think we've got that done, and so now it's your call as to which way to go on it. That's really about all I've got going here today, unless the council has any questions.
Anybody?
Okay, thank you.
No. Thank you, Mike.
You bet.
Recreation. Jaime. Why are you looking for somebody else to stand up?
Yeah, she usually goes before me. Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. I know it's been a while that I've been here. I apologize for that, my absence, but as you know, I think it's been since October, last appearance that I made. So, again, sorry about that. As you know, since October, Kim, my assistant, left us. Kim dedicated about 6 years for her here for the city, for the citizens of Monte Vista. She cared for the kids and was very dedicated to our kids in the community. Unfortunately, she had to make a hard decision and move on with the better opportunity that will help her provide for her family. I think we all get to that point, sometime in our lives to make decisions like that. But I think with everything that she did, I wish her the best in what she move on to. During Kim's departure, we, the Recreation Department, had several things going on all at once, and it got a little bit overwhelming for me, but we survived. We had, I think when we were there, we had the Kaboom program going. We also have youth basketball or youth football going. We had youth volleyball going, and it was kind of like I was kind of going everywhere. But everything started falling in pieces. All the pieces started falling together, and we got things accomplished. Right at her time of departure, we were finished with football, like I mentioned, and volleyball. So we were collecting uniforms, equipment for both teams, and again at the same time trying to get the project done. Even as now, I still have to collect some equipment. I haven't collected it all. She was very good about doing that. Right now as that was happening, I was also getting ready for girls basketball season. As you know, every time, my job consists of repetition. Every year is the same thing with sports. We go seasons, and as we finish one, we getting ready for the next one. So at that time, it was just kind of collecting and getting ready for the next sport. We just finished with girls basketball the weekend or the week before Thanksgiving. And by the way, I hope everybody had a great time with their family in that time, and with your friends. We just finished with that, and right now we are getting ready to start boys basketball. That will be starting, registrations start open now, and we'll be starting in January. I have talked to our new manager for the facility and see where we are with the facility, so we can start planning on that. And it is my understanding that at least for boys basketball might not be ready for January, my understanding. So I'm still gonna be able to talk to the schools and hopefully schedule some time with the school's gym to use that until we're ready to use the new facility. Ever since I think since November, we've been the HR has been putting announcements for the new hire, and we had several applicants, but according to HR, we haven't had anybody with the qualifications required for the position, so we haven't been able to hire anybody. And I'm just looking forward to get somebody to help and to get things going more smoothly. Other than that, we just keep going, keep working. I think that I prefer to be busy and not have another 2020 where we just scrambling to see what we could get done, we could get going. So I can't complain that much. I don't have that much in my report other than that. If you guys have any questions for me or anything that you would like to know, please ask.
Thank you. I mean, you did a great job on that Kaboom project.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody needs to know that.
Thank you. I see a lot of kids playing around over there, so that's a good thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go to council committee, city commissions, and council reports. Martha?
I don't think I have anything tonight. I know. Not tonight, next week, next time. maybe.
Okay, all right, we'll expect you to make it up next time.
Okay. I'll do that.
Mr. Foster?
Mine will be short and sweet. Our monthly community supper at Grace and Mercy Bible Fellowship, that's free to the community. It will be the 14th, second Tuesday of every month from 5 to 7. And also we have arranged for a Christmas concert on the Saturday 18th at 6 p.m. We have Lorraine and Amy, who are a couple of recording artists from the area, who will be coming in to do a Christmas concert there. And that one is also free, and we hope everybody shows up at both.
You said that was the concerts on the...
Concert Saturday 18th at 6 o'clock.
Mr. Lorenz?
I don't know what you did, Gigi, but this is the fastest city council meeting I've ever been to.
Second that. Nothing really. I did just want to bring attention to the holiday bazaar that's coming up tomorrow. and on Saturday Nazarene. So there's a lot of handmade goodies over there. I'll be over there with my job, so if you need your glasses fixed or something, go see me. So, other than that, we don't have too much.
I'll congratulate the band again. That was awesome. Good for them. And then the festivities on Saturday, the tree lighting's at 5 o'clock at Full Miner Park.
5:15. The newspaper says 5:15.
Oh, well, I think we meet there at 5 for caroling, and then at 5:15 is when
Ooh, those 15 minutes of
will get to
caroling?
light the tree.
Oh.
You better be there soon.
And then the parade will start at 6, and it will go up a short strip of Washington to 160,
Back over to Adams.
and then 2 blocks down.
Second, and then back to Stars and Stripes.
Okay. So be sure and attend that. That would be fun. As of last night, there was 24 entries, be it people walking or floats or whatever, vehicles or whatever. So we're excited about that. It's Christmas time.
Win this year.
What's that?
I said Public Works is gonna win this year. I saw it.
Oh, yeah. Nice. And the lights throughout town. Rob, your crew is doing a great job.
Come by City Hall, we got another Santa Claus might make an appearance on Saturday. The old decorations from the 40s we found under this building might make another appearance.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and then after the parade, we have Santa at Ring Brews, the North Pole. So there'll be hot chocolate and cookies for the kids. And you classify your own age of what kind of kid you are. Outside of that, be sure and go around and look at the lights. I was starting to get to wondering if we were even gonna get festive in this community this year. And over the weekend after Thanksgiving, by golly, the community came to play. So it's great to see all the lights. So with that being said, we will recess the meeting until December
16th.
16th.